Please subscribe my channel. I was just moments from signing a huge merger deal that would cement my success forever. A massive 9-figure agreement that had taken 10 years of sleepless nights and all my energy. But then my phone vibrated. One simple text from my brother Ethan broke the quiet in the boardroom. Just sold that old rundown cabin of yours in the Outer Banks. $500,000, all cash. Think of it as paying back what you owe the family. Don't come back home. I stared at the message, then at the wealthy investors waiting for me to sign. I did not yell. I did not phone him. I just smiled, put my name on the papers, and understood that this day was not only when I became a powerful leader. It was the day I chose to cut family ties on my own. Ethan did not just sell a simple cabin. He had sold a $40 million luxury estate protected by on-duty guards to a man who never gives refunds. And I planned to let him step right into the danger. To see why I allowed everything to fall apart, you need to know the pain I came from. My family, the Harringtons, had an old wealthy name but little real money left. My father lived chasing the glory of past generations, while my mother made sure Ethan, the oldest son, never had to work hard. I was the second child, the daughter meant to marry rich to rescue the family property. When I picked a full scholarship to Stanford instead of a fancy coming-out party, my father cut me off. When I launched my first tech company, they called it a silly pastime. But when that pastime grew into a huge business in real estate and security technology, they changed their minds. All of a sudden, I was the selfish daughter who would not share. 3 years earlier, I purchased a private peninsula in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. To my family, I said I got a small vacation cabin to fix up. I called it the cabin as my own little secret joke. In truth, it was Shadow Point, a $40 million stunning modern home. It was my main house and a real-life test site for my company's top-level Aegis security setups. It had 4 ex-Special Forces guards on staff and safeguards with fingerprint and face scans. Ethan, on the other hand, had built up big gambling losses, bad business tries, and a strong feeling that he deserved everything. He thought all I had should be his because I was just a fortunate woman who forgot where she came from. He had been trying for months to find the ownership papers, and somehow, with fake signatures and a dishonest official, he believed he had done it. Back in the boardroom, the head of the company we were joining, Robert Hale, saw me stop for a moment. "Is everything okay, Emily?" "Better than okay," I replied, pushing the signed papers over the large wooden table. "I just learned that an old family debt is finally paid off." As soon as I left the room, I phoned my security chief at Shadow Point, a man named Connor. "Connor," I said, my tone as chilly as the air conditioning in the hall. "My brother is heading to the property. He thinks he sold it to someone else. Who is the buyer?" There was a short wait while Connor checked local records and the messages we had been watching from people connected to Ethan. "The buyer is Dmitry Petrov, ma'am, a private investor with strong links to organized groups. He wants a safe spot for important items. He gave Ethan cash. Half first, half when he gets the keys." My pulse raced, but not from worry. It was the excitement of the chase. Petrov was dangerous. If Ethan gave him keys to a home he did not own, one that Petrov could not legally enter, the results would not just be court cases. They would be violent. "Should we stop them?" Connor asked. "No," I answered. "Open the front gate from afar when they get there. Set the team to hidden mode. Make them dress as gardeners and workers until I say otherwise. Let Ethan act like the owner. Let him take the rest of the cash." "Emily," Connor paused. "Petrov hurts people for smaller tricks than a $500,000 fraud." "I know," I said. "And Ethan knows how much I care about that cabin. He decided to destroy it. I'm only going to let him face the consequences." I flew on my private plane and arrived in the Outer Banks 2 hours later. I did not head to the house. I went to the control center in a plane building 5 miles away. I sat before a bank of screens, viewing the clear video from my entrance gate. At 4 p.m., Ethan's silver Porsche, the one I had covered payments for 3 years, drove up to the gate. Next to him was Petrov, a man who seemed built like solid rock. Behind them came 2 dark SUVs with Petrov's team. I saw Ethan's face on the gate camera. He was sweaty, eyes shifting, but smiling that smug, crooked grin that once made me feel weak. He used a fake key card. On my order, the gates opened wide. He believes he won, I said softly to the quiet room. The group drove up the curved path, past tall palms hiding heat detectors and automatic defenses. They stopped at the main house, a sleek glass and steel design that looked like something from a spy movie. Ethan jumped out, waving his arms at the building. Through secret mics, I heard him boast. See, I told you. My sister's only the public face. I control the important stuff. It's all yours, Dmitri. 5 million total, as we said. You have the other 4.5. Petrov got out, looking carefully around. He was an expert. He sensed trouble. The place was too silent. The ownership papers are checked. Petrov asked, his voice deep and low. Official stamp and everything, Ethan lied, holding up fake documents. Petrov nodded to one of his men, who gave Ethan a large bag. Ethan looked inside, and his eyes shone with greedy joy. He did not mind selling his sister's home. He did not mind working with a killer. He only cared about winning. That is when I pressed the control. The hidden mode stopped. Suddenly, the gardeners put down tools and pulled out quiet machine guns. The house shutters closed fast, trapping Ethan and Petrov on the wide stone terrace. Hidden speakers blared a loud, high-pitched noise that made everyone drop down in pain. I spoke into the mic. Hello, Ethan. My brother stopped moving. He looked up at the closest camera, his face going pale. Emily. What? What is going on? I sold the cabin. It's my right. You sold a $40 million property for $5 million to a man who will hurt you badly when he learns the papers are fake, I said, my words ringing over the terrace. Dmitri Petrov, I am Emily Harrington, the real owner of this land you are on. Petrov glanced at Ethan, then the camera. He did not seem mad. He seemed ready to strike. He said he was the only heir. He's a gambler and a liar, I answered. The gates are sealed. My team has your people in sights. But I am a business person, Dmitri. I do not want trouble with you. I want my brother to learn the worth of what he tried to sell. Ethan was crying now, holding the money bag. Emily, please. Tell them it's an error. Tell them I own it. You own nothing, Ethan, I said. I have already sent the video of this deal to our parents. I sent the proof of your fakes to the prosecutor. And I told Dmitri he can keep the $5 million if he takes you to talk about paying back his lost time. The quiet after that felt heavy in the warm North Carolina air. I watched as our parents tried to phone me. I ignored them. I watched my mother send many messages. How could you? He is your brother. You are ruining the family. I stared at the screen. Ethan was on his knees, pleading with Petrov for pity. Petrov looked at the camera once more. We are going, Miss Harrington. The young man comes with me to pay back interest on my money. We will stay off your property. He is yours, I replied. I watched Petrov's men throw Ethan into an SUV back seat. He yelled my name in a weak, scared cry that came through the speakers until the door closed. The vehicles turned and left through the gates. Connor came into the room and stood by me. He is gone, Emily. Petrov will not end him quickly. He will make him pay the debt in some hidden place overseas. It could take years or always. I felt an empty pain in my heart. It was not sorry, but not happy either. It was like nothing there. I had lived my life proving I was stronger than them. And finally, I used my strength to be as harsh as they thought I was. The family is over, I said quietly. The family was never real, ma'am, Connor replied softly. You just quit pretending. The time after was like a slow disaster. My parents had to sell what they had left to pay for lawyers for a son who could not be found. They called me evil in the news, but no one cared about old rich people when the top woman in real estate had all the proof. I completed the 9-figure merger. I became the youngest woman to lead a worldwide company. I live full-time at Shadow Point now, but I changed the name. It is no longer the cabin. It is simply home. Some nights, I sit on that same stone terrace where Ethan lost it all. I gaze at the ocean and think if I should have stopped him. I wonder if I should have been kinder, like my mother always wanted. But then I recall the message. Don't bother coming home. Ethan had pushed me away long before I let him enter the danger. He had traded my future for $500,000. not knowing I had secured his for $40 million. The family did not end that day. It just quit acting like it was together. I am the most successful woman in the nation, and I am completely by myself. And as I watch the sunset over the Atlantic, I know that getting even is a 9-figure agreement that costs all you have remaining. I have never felt stronger, and I have never felt so hollow. The end.